Five incredible archaeological discoveries. Number 5. Bulla of Baruch. Baruch ben Neriah was a scribe in the Bible who was the secretary for the prophet Jeremiah. In addition to writing all of Jeremiah's prophecies which were dictated to him by the prophet himself, Baruch also wrote his own biblical book. He is a greatly revered person in the history of the Jews and by Christianity too. So why is this item here on the list? In 1975 a clay bulla was discovered on the antiquities market which bore not only Baruch's name, but his fingerprint. If truly authentic, this small clay seal contains both the signature and the fingerprint of not just the right-hand man of a biblical prophet, but also a man who was a prophet in his own right. Number 4. Rosetta Stone. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone unlocked the secrets deep within ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. The stone bears a decree from King Ptolemy V from 196 BC, but unlike all other decrees before it, this one was written in 3 languages: ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, Demotic, and ancient Greek. It was discovered on July 15, 1799 by soldiers of Napoleon and soon found its way to Alexandria. Hieroglyphics and the ability to read or write them ceased by 396 AD, so this was to present the key to finally understanding a language that had baffled man for more than a millennium. By using the Greek text, Jean-François Champollion was able to decipher the ancient Egyptian text and greatly improve our understanding of Demotic as well. Since the stone was discovered, several similar multilingual inscriptions have been discovered. Number 3. Nag Hammadi Library. In 1945 in the Egyptian town of Nag Hammadi an incredible discovery happened. Muhammad Ali Salman, a local peasant, discovered 12 leather-bound papyrus codices inside a large jar. It turned out that their contents were 52 mostly Gnostic texts that were either unknown or known only through commentaries of the Church Fathers. Gnostic writings and practices were banned by Bishop Athanasius in 367 AD, and so the Gnostic texts were all destroyed, bar the Nag Hammadi Library, which was obviously secreted away by someone wanting to preserve them for history. The contents of these papyruses gives us virtually all that we know of the Gnostics, a condemned Christian sect that began in the formative years of the Church. Their significance to biblical and social history are immense. The books include a number of Gospels and other texts relating to the movements of the Apostles after the death of Christ and other extra-biblical works which sometimes parallel and other times contradict the Bible. Number 2. Pompeii. Pompeii, the ancient Roman city, was buried during a volcanic eruption in 79 AD when Mount Vesuvius exploded. It was lost for nearly 1,700 years, and the damage done to the city was so severe that even the name of the city vanished from memory. In 1738 Herculaneum, a nearby city also lost, was discovered, and then 10 years later military engineer Roque Joaquin de Alcubierre discovered Pompeii. Whilst digging in later excavations, Giuseppe Fiorelli discovered that some of the large bubbles in the volcanic mud were perfectly formed molds of the men who had died there. He injected plaster into the bubbles and gave the modern world the first look at real ancient Roman people. Interestingly, the city was full of erotic art and objects and graffiti found on a wall in Pompeii called the city Sodom and Gomorrah, leading many Christians to believe that the city was destroyed by God in retribution for its sexual perversities. Number 1. The Pilate Stone. The Pilate Stone, probably the least known object on this list, was discovered in June of 1961 near Caesarea, part of Judea, by Dr. Antonio Fravo while he was excavating with his team of archaeologists an ancient Roman theater built by Herod the Great in 30 BC. The stone had been reused in the 4th century as part of a new staircase that had been added later. This was the first time physical evidence had been found for the existence of the biblical Pontius Pilate. Its authenticity is universally recognized by the archaeological world,